Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for the call of this one. We bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Houston Texans. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, pleased to be with you. Unfortunately, though, Mother Nature not really cooperating, Charles. The rain coming down, it's expected to do so throughout.
And whenever I talk to quarterbacks, they worry less about the rain and more about the wind, but you still have to take precautions. You still have to be prepared. The offense always feels like it has the advantage because they know where they're going when they make their cuts.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Texans offense heading out, and it's Deshaun Watson leading the way, the third-year man out of Clemson. Last year, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but the big number for the Texans, he was sacked a league-high 62 times. They'll try to do better in this one. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end, could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Watson. And complete here to Carlos Hyde. They get just 2 out of it there, and it's 2nd down. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
And the big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. A first carry now. This is Johnson. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4.
Holding.
And this looks like it's going to be holding. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
This is it. 19. Watch by 4. You're not ready. You're not ready.
From the red zone now, Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 6 there on first. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Throwing again on second down. Watson, he'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
That's the end of the first quarter with
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Set. 19.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Jameis Winston leading out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for the Bucs signal caller, it's kind of been another maddening season, no pun intended. He certainly had some good 385 and 4 touchdowns against the Rams. And then middle of December, he had 2 games of 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. So there is the good, but there's also been a lot of interceptions mixed in.
Yeah, and in those 2 games you cited, the previous 2 games with the 450 and the 4 touchdowns, one game he threw 3 interceptions, right? And another game he threw just 1. So you see it all right there, the microcosm, the good and the bad, as Tampa makes a decision about whether he will be their quarterback moving forward. After that second 450 and 4 touchdown game, I think it was against Detroit, he did say to the media, I certainly hope you're taking all this into account as they make their decision on me. You have to think that they are.
at the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Ogunbowale. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. They go play action. Winston. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
But they're certainly being aggressive here. It's like being a sprinter in a 100-meter dash, exploding out of the blocks, trying to push the ball downfield. Guaranteed this defense better be on their toes. They're going to be tested all game.
4th down, and the Bucs trot out the former 49er Bradley Pinion to punt it. DeAndre Carter is deep for the Texans. Fielded at the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Charles, as the Texans get the ball back here, I want to discuss their season. It's been kind of some good, some really good, and then some bad and questionable. But under Bill O'Brien, he's in his 6th year. They've had 9 or more wins 5 times now because they've reached that plateau this year. Is this team one, though, that can make a run in the playoffs, or is it just going to be another exit in the playoffs?
Well, the problem that they run into is oftentimes they win their division, but they're the 4th division winner, which means what?
They got
wild card.
Yeah.
So they tend to host a wild card game, play in that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin White came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On 2nd down, Hyde. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey. Got him.
3rd down, Carlos Hyde. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Football going back to the Bucs. This is a Bucs team that made a late run to get the record back to being a little bit respectable, but they were really done in by a 3-7 start. Talked about Jameis earlier, but they're right near the top of the league in passing offense, mid-20s or so in rushing, so toward the bottom of the league there. Defensively, they're right at the top in run defense, right at the bottom in pass defense. So sounds simple, but where do you think they look to improve come the offseason?
Well, it has to be defense overall because even though it looks like the run defense is stout, The reason they're at the bottom in pass defense is they're not good at it, so people throw the football. They just don't even bother to run it. Why do it? Let's just put the ball in the air and make big plays downfield. They are a pressure package team on defense. Continue to have the pass rushers getting after the quarterback. Shaquille Barrett had a monster year for Tampa Bay. So if he can continue that, can they get more people to help him out and shore up the back end? Because I think offensively, they're on the right track.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
The tackle occurred in the end zone. Result of the play is a safety.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Automatic first down.
Reset. 19. Mark 45. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
On first down, Watson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Reset. 19. Hey, watch the ball.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. Here's Watson. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Winston now to throw on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
Final play of the half here, Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing, Winston. He completes it to Evans. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. That's caught by Howard. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A run with Ogunbowale. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs?
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Took till the 2nd half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 at the 19. Jameis to throw it. Complete to Jones. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 7. And it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 12-yard touchdown grab as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And that score there makes this a much more manageable deficit.
Agreed, because before that touchdown, this looked like this was about over. Instead, they've got hope. They're back in the game. They feel better about themselves, and now they have a chance to make some more plays.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Tampa. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Watson now to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Break the set. 19. 54 Mike. Go.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Hyde. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down and 4, Watson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Watson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a big one coming here for Kaimi Fairbairn. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
So now Winston and the Bucs down 9-7. Just over a minute 40 to play. A field goal would be a game winner as they come up on 1st down. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll look to throw. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. Here's Winston. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He's back to throw. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now a first down carry by Jones. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now Jones. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? So it all rests now on the right foot of the kicker, Matt Gay. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So in a driving rain, he steps up, puts it through just like he's practicing in a gym somewhere.
How about that? Any little slip in this weather is going to throw him off. He stepped up there like it was perfect conditions, took dead aim, and knocked it through.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.